On-trend marketing draws attention by reflecting what people are thinking about in the moment. But as those preferences change, outcomes can change with them, sometimes in ways that go unnoticed until the results start to show up on the bottom line. One of the greatest public health victories of the 20th century is quietly unraveling because of a simple change in consumer preference as people ditch iodized table salt for its trendier cousin, kosher salt. For decades, iodine intake was supported through the widespread use of iodized table salt. But as the market moved towards kosher salt and sea salt, iodine intake declined because these salts typically lack that essential micronutrient. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, iodine plays a central role in thyroid function, brain development, and metabolic regulation. Before iodized salt became common, iodine deficiency contributed to widespread thyroid enlargement and developmental concerns. Adding iodine to salt created a consistent intake pathway across households. The intervention required minimal change in daily behavior and produced measurable population-wide outcomes. But thanks to chefs, food influencers, and home cooks, that ubiquitous benefit is going away. Sea salt and kosher salt have been marketed as pure, artisanal, natural, and chef-approved. Meanwhile, iodized table salt, the product that single-handedly eliminated iodine deficiency, has been rebranded as processed, cheap, and industrial. As a result, The Atlantic reported on a 6-year-old girl in Rhode Island who arrived at a medical clinic with a neck so swollen it looked like she'd swallowed a grapefruit. Due to insufficient iodine intake, her thyroid gland had expanded to capture what it needed from her bloodstream. That process mirrors how branding works. Meaning was formed through storytelling rather than scientific fact and nutritional function. But first, a story. Years ago, I worked with a major food company that wanted to rebrand one of its legacy products. They'd spent decades convincing people that their product was the healthiest choice. But as new trends emerged, they found themselves losing market share. The problem? They had spent so much time educating consumers about what was good that when that definition of good changed, they no longer fit. What can you do to make sure your brand doesn't get left behind like iodized table salt? Here are 3 mandatories. Number 1, stay in control of your narrative. Nature and the public abhor a vacuum. If you don't tell your brand story, someone else will. The food industry didn't push back when trendy chefs started advocating for kosher salt. The same can happen to your brand if you don't actively control your message. Number 2, educate without preaching. Consumers don't like being told they're wrong. Instead of finger wagging, successful brands educate their audience through storytelling, compelling content, and real-life aspirational examples. And number 3, keep an eye on trends, but don't chase them blindly. Trends matter, but blindly following them without understanding the long-term consequences can backfire. The salt industry let clean and natural become the dominant narrative while failing to remind people about iodine's crucial role in public health. Of course, this isn't just about salt. It's about how easily a powerful brand position can be undone if you don't actively manage it. If a product that once saved millions of lives can be reframed as an afterthought, so can anything else, including your message. Want to make sure that your messaging stays on track? I keynote at conferences around the world, helping brands tell their stories in ways that drive engagement and results. I still have a few dates open in 2026. Let's talk.